Hello again my friends, this is a boy needs a dog and welcome to the channel where I talk about, play, rank and review games on the Evercade old and new. In today's episode we're continuing our retrospective look at the first 5 years of Evercade with the second game of the second year, the 16th console cart Piko Interactive Collection 2. Which is funny as they've just announced this cart is entering legacy status, so shall we have one last bash to maybe help you if you're on the fence or don't even know much about this one at all. Now the first Piko collection was a mealer damn juggernaut of quality and variety, so what exciting delights does this second collection hold? Oh wait, what? It's a sports collection? Oh hell, goddess Mila protect me. I apologise, this could be a very one-sided ranking and review, but either way, I'm going in. Please remember, my rankings are based solely on opinion and not always technically what's superior. Sometimes I just have weird tastes, alright? But I'm more interested in how you'd rank them anyway. So what do you think will be languishing at the bottom? And which title battles to the top of the pile and won? Let's find out. Number 13. And in 13th place, bet this was a shock, wasn't it? It's Power Football, a sports game developed by Accolade and released for consoles in 1991. Mila help me, it's American football with quite a lot of options that I'll admit mean absolutely nothing to me, and unlike another football game, American football game in this collection, you can't even kill anyone. Like, what's the point? No decapitations here. Yeah. I can imagine if you're really into your American football, all the options are a great point. Mode-wise, there's single game, playoff mode and final drive mode, and there are 28 teams to choose from as well. I wish I could give you a more detailed description of this game, but it's lost on me. Number 12. And in 12th place is Hoops, Shut Up and Jam, or as I like to call it, Hoops, Shut Up and Leave Me Alone to My Toast and Jam. A sports game developed by Accolade and released for consoles in 1994. It is street basketball. You have 16 players to choose from and must battle against a variety of opponents in various cities around the United States. The graphics are fine enough, you play 2 on 2, it's not too tricky to begin with, but don't worry, that changes. Unlike American football, this sport is easy to decipher, meaning I kind of got what I was doing from the off. I had limited fun with this title, but we'll be honest, I soon got bored of it. Number 11. And 11th place is Hoop Shut Up and Leave Me to My Jammy Dodgers, aka Hoop Shut Up and Jam 2. A sports game developed by Accolade and released for consoles in 1995. Yay, more street basketball. It's basically more of the same with a few new features, but not enough to warrant a sequel, surely. There are exhibition and tournament modes to play through, again easy to pick up and play, 2v2 players on the court. Court's the right word in it? I know it's not field or pitch. Only sports fans and especially basketball fans will enjoy this. For the rest of us, I could be wrong, but it can get pretty boring pretty quickly. Not bad. Number 10. And in 10th place, it's World Trophy Soccer. We're so shocked, aren't we, by these rankings so far. A sports game developed by Chrysalis Software and released in 1992. Well, at least I understand football. Still don't like the sport though. There's tournament and an exhibition modes to choose from, and even a uniform design option where you can choose the colours of your team, which is a cool touch, I guess. In tournament mode, you can choose up to 8 players, each with their own team, with a computer filling in for the remaining teams. The controls aren't too bad at all, and the game is quite nimble. This is definitely probably the best and most playable of the football and soccer related games on here, though I do place 2 higher, as I have more of a laugh, even though one of those games is obviously dodgy as all hell. But more on that in a bit. Number 9. And in 9th place is Football Madness. Oh, shock, it's another football game. An arcade sports title developed by Nap's team and released for the PlayStation 1 in 2003. Even though this is football, because it's arcadey with pickups, power-ups and a mad singing about camera, I didn't mind this so much and had more fun with this bargain bin title than any of the sports titles I've mentioned before. And am I wrong in thinking this was the first 32-bit game on the Evercade system? I think it is. It's certainly the first polygonal sports title. It's not something I'll come back to, but I didn't mind my time playing it while I did. Number 8. And in 8th place is Beast Ball. A sports game developed by, now is it Talk or Teak London? I don't know, you know me, pronunciations. I knew this as Brutal Football back in the day on the Amiga, and I recall we had some fun with it. It is groovy, we get to try out the console version which was never released at the time. I can't really tell ye how it compares to the Amiga version as it was so long ago. It's American football, only fun, because violence is involved, even a decapitation or two. You can't moan about that. Choose from a group of old bearded dudes and go out there and massacre the opposing team. There are power-ups galore that pop up on the field. Well, not as silly as some of the ones Football Madness had, like giants and all that lot. They can be far more gooey and violent here. Again, as it's a sports title, I doubt I'll come back to it now I've moved on from this cart, but I did have quite a bit of fun when I was on it. Number 7. And in 7th place is Full Throttle All-American Racer, a racing game developed by Gremlin Interactive and released in the year 1994. A bit disappointed with this, to be honest, and to know it was developed by the same guys behind Top Racer was a huge surprise. I thought it would be more fun. The bike sections are cool with a little basic like a knockoff of Super Hang-On or something. And the boat sections should be cool with their Mode 7 style tracks, but the controls ain't great and it's so slow. I know obviously you can upgrade, but before you get there it's such a chore. Yeah, it's okay, but not one I'll come back to as often as there are far better racers on here and elsewhere. Number 6. And in 6th place is Summer Challenge, a track and field style sports game developed by Mindspan and released for consoles in 1992. All the different types of sports games, track and field style games can be a lot of fun. I got a bit addicted back in the day with a few of the track and field releases on the PS1. They were fun, especially with a group of mates. Though this is nowhere near as fun as that, it does have some interesting games herein, with even attempts at a 3D world in some of the events with varying degrees of success. We've got kayaking, pole vault, 400 metre hurdle, cycling, javelin, high jump, archery and equestrian. Some of these events are quick and easy to pick up and be a lot of fun. Some of the challenges simply at the start trying to learn the timing of a jump, etc. And a couple seem to be outside the understanding of normal control schemes. And without any hints in the manual or on the homepage, I haven't got a clue, mate. My favourites, I think, were javelin, cycling, archery, and equestrian. Number 5. And in 5th place is Racing Fever. A top-down racing game developed by Nap's team and released for consoles in 2005. It's a weird one. On other collections this wouldn't be as high, I don't think. It's just what is against it. Well, nothing is dreadful, it's all a bit lower quality overall than the Piko collection one on the most part. This game is fine. It can be initially frustrating to get the timing and turnings, but you soon get to grips. Just don't jump straight for the fastest vehicle. Yeah, you may be faster than everyone else, but those corners be coming awfully quick. You know what I'm saying? The car selection overall is a little weird, with how some are just too slow compared to others with no benefits. Still, an enjoyable little racer to spend a little bit of time with. Number 4. And in 4th place is Winter Challenge. A track and field style sports game developed by Mindspan and released for consoles in 1992. The event selection is more interesting than what some offered, and I could make sense of the controls for most of the games, which is a good start. Still miffed, even with the updated info in the Evercade game homepage, they didn't add some basic guide to each one, but we gets there in the end. The events on offer this time round are luge, downhill, cross country, bobsled, speed skating, giant slalom, and the bathlon, if I said that right, which includes cross country skiing and target shooting. And there's ski jump. My favourite games this time round are luge, bobsled, speed skating, biathlon and ski jump. Another core addition is you can go up against an assortment of opponents, which are split into difficulties as well as other human players. This is a vast improvement from some of those older track and field style games we've played on the Evercade, where going single means simply trying to beat your own score. This also applies to Summer Challenge. I just didn't want to repeat myself, but they are basically the same game with just additional seasonal events. Number 3. And in 3rd place, as you can see, is Eliminator Boat Duel. A racing game developed by Radical Software and Sculptured Software and released for consoles in 1991. You know, I give this game a lot of slack because it reminds me of the absolutely edible Micro Machine series, and you'll realise why in a minute, which I played to death on the Amiga. Mila, I forgot how much I craved and loved that game and how much I'd love it if we could get it on the Evercade, but also realised it's an actual toy and licensing, etc. Which is also why we miss out on some awesome but dodgy in the best way film related games. Oh, I wish we could get games like Ghostbusters 2, Terminator 2, Alien 3. I think I even liked Hudson Hawk of all games back in the day on the Amiga. Oh look, there you go, there's the Micro Machines bit. Weird, the one cool idea about this game is probably its most frustrating feature. You see, the game changes style viewpoint at various points of the race. It could be a side-on view at the start, then the camera behind, more like Super Hang-On or Outrun, and then it switches to overhead like Micro Machines. But the switch in between means any kind of lead you might have has gone. But in the end you learn to work it as it is, because that's what it is. I still think it's cool they tried to add this cool camera view change option throughout. It makes it feel unique, and we like unique. Even the dodgiest game can get a pass if it's unique enough. And there's a between stages shop to repair or upgrade if you've won enough of the monies, which we also love. Can't go wrong. Number 2. And in 2nd place is Soccer Kid. Yep, I don't know if that's a bit of a shock or not being this high. A platform game developed by Chrysalis and released for consoles in 1992. Yes, I know it's football adjacent, I'm not mad, but the theme is used in such an interesting way. It's a platform game. I have a fondness for this game back in the Amiga days, and another platformer called, I think it was called Arabian Nights or something. But please don't quote me on that. They had a very similar character design and sound effects, like when you tonk your head on the roof or something, it makes exactly the same noise. I distinctly remember that. What's cool about this game is the use of the football. all these little things you can do. You use it primarily to attack enemies, of course. Poor people, just a guy on his skateboard or a worker who's probably already had a shit day, and here's this ruffian coming along booting a ball at his head. No wonder he throws wrenches at you. And the poor dog minding his own business. Wait a minute. Are we the bad guy? Existential crisis mode activated. This is a fun platformer made more interesting by the use of the football, and I really dig it, which makes me laugh because it's about football. And the ridiculous backstory and why you are there. Aliens stole the World Cup, and within minutes they collide with an asteroid and explode, splitting the cup into separate pieces around the world. And it's soccer kids' job to beat up the locals and get each piece back. You can't say fairer than that. There are a couple of downsides. One, that plagued platformers around this time. They tried to make them a bit speedier, probably because of the blue hedgehog, and this can make the controls a little out and your character slidey. This annoying habit makes the console version of Zool for me a complete pain in the arse. Not all platformers needed to go fast. Apart from that, jolly good fun. Number 1. And at number 1, of course it has to be, it's Top Racer 2, a racing game developed by Gremlin Interactive and released for consoles in 1993. Of course this was going to be number 1 for 2 very good reasons. One, it's a sequel to the already awesome Top Racer found in Piko Collection 1, but now in one player you have a whole screen and more options compared to the first iteration. There are more cars to battle through, which is great and gives you a sense of progress, and the best bit is doing well earns you loads of money, allowing you to upgrade various parts of your ride, the usual suspects, engines, turbos, etc. I love this game, it's one of my favourite races on the Evercade. I wish we had more, so it's easily and by a wide margin my favourite game on this collection. And my final thoughts on this collection. Do you know what? Though I can't lie, at times this one was a struggle. As a sports compilation you'd think I'd hate it more. And yes, there is a huge chunk I will never ever go back to, but I did enjoy myself some of the time. If you're into the sports flavour games, this is probably a card for you. And if one game was not on here, I would forget it completely, I'll be honest. But I adore Top Racer 2. A hell of a lot, so I definitely have to have this card in my collection no matter what. And now with recent news that Piko Collection 2 is becoming legacy, which is funny timing that I'm doing it now, but one last look to see if you might be interested is always good. This card is definitely an acquired taste. If like me you would never intentionally buy a sports title, then it's whether you're into the racing titles present or Soccer Kid, or how it should actually be called, Football Kid. I'm sorry Americans, but you spend most of the time with the balls in your hands, from what I can tell. So what I'm saying, unless you've been here from the start or managed to go back later and grab them all, so missing a number gives you a right eyelid twitch. I'm embarrassingly one of those guys. And use this channel as a cover to buy every single one? Only joking. Or am I? Then I wouldn't really worry. This one ain't for you, but if you love sports, then I'd better grab it sharpish before the sale versions go and we start seeing silly resale prices. But I can't imagine this one will go as high as some of the others. And if you made it here to the end of the episode, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you'd like. But you know what? I'm just chuffed you poked your head in for a goosey gander. As always, I hope your day has been awesome as you are, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.